This is John at Algo Futures Trader. I just wanted to talk about the Trendometer. The Trendometer is something that can help filter your trades, all right, long or short. And basically, if you look here, I'm looking at the MES here. You see these kind of, right now they're kind of multicolored, red or green in different shades thereof. This is all powered by your market analyzer. So notice in the market analyzer here, I've got the MNQ, ES, 2K, and MYM. So one of the things we talked about before you start trading is you want to see what is the bias of the market. You know, or is it favoring the upside, the downside? Is it mixed? So this can give you, this alpha bias, if you will, can give you a good overview of all the different time frames here that we're looking at. And you can kind of see overall what does the market look like. So if I look at this, we've got some red, we've got some green. It's kind of mixed in all the different markets that we've got here. All right, so that might be a little bit caution. We might proceed with caution. We'd like to see if all this were green, or the vast majority was green, then we'd be favoring the long side. Obviously, if it was more red than green, we'd be favoring the short side. All right, so this information gets input to if you look, I'm just going to shut this off for a second here. Okay, so notice you have this Trendometer, the AFT Trendometer here at the top in this little button. If you click that, right, it populates. Let me show the entire bias here. So this information here are your different time frames. You got 7 different time frames here that it's looking at. You can see you've got the shorter time frames are green, then you're turning red here. This information is fed by your, so our row here on MES, okay, that's being fed into the Trendometer. So you can get an overlook on this particular market. How does that look without looking at the market analyzer? Right, what we're looking for, and I believe this is set, the default is when the AFT percentage is greater than 50, plus 50, we can take long trades. When it is below 50, minus 50, then we're looking at short trades. So you see its AFT percentage right now is minus 15, so it's telling you it's neutral. We probably wouldn't look for longs or shorts. So what we can do is there's the Trendometer filter right here. We can check that to the on. Right, that way it tells the system to not execute any trades unless the AFT percent is greater than 50 to the long side, and it won't execute trades to the short side unless it's minus 50 or greater. All right, so that's going to help filter your trades, and you can use this obviously on the opening trend breakout, which we're going to look at here now, or if you're trading a different strategy with AFT, and we'll talk about those things a little later. All right, so I'm just going to turn the, let's see, we've got everything set up here. Our traffic light filter, again, that's another filter here that we talked about in a previous video. When the traffic light filter is all red, we can take shorts. When it's all green, we could take longs. Well, we don't have all green right now. We don't have all red. So and that kind of confirms what we're seeing in the AFT percent, right? We're mixed. So I'm just going to turn everything on here, and I'm going to turn the automated trading to the on position to get it ready for the open. All right, and we'll do the same thing with each of the markets. We'll make sure our Trendometer filter is on, and I'll just, you can see this is the M2K, the AFT percentage at 40, so still mixed. All right, we'll turn the automatic trading on, and our MNQ, all right, same thing, turn the filter on, and turn our automatic trading to the on position, get it ready for trades. Again, you can see that's minus 5, so no clarity there. And on the MYM, let's turn the Trendometer on here. All right, and it's populating. And again, that also. So right now, we're looking at a mixed bag in terms of we don't have any clarity to the upside or to the downside as far as potential fall through here at the open anyway. All right, so we'll just let the AFT take it from here. Let's see what we get at the open, and let's see the Trendometer filter the trade. So we shouldn't see any trades to the long side or short side unless our AFT percent is greater or less than 50. All right, you can see the M2K here. Here's its opening range, that blue shaded area, and it's starting to break down. All right, AFT is at minus 17 at the moment, so we need to see that more negative, below minus 50, for the system to consider taking a short trade. The alpha bias is not clear either. I'm sorry, the traffic light filter is not clear either. That has not lined up. Your NQ starting to print, or its MNQ starting to print its range here. Your YM starting to print its range. ES just kind of getting started here. All right, now you see on the M2K, we're at minus 52 here. And you see the majority of our time frames here are in the negative, in the red. Now you see it's gone minus 90, 86, 85, in that range. All right. So interesting here on the M2K, right? The traffic light filter was red, but we didn't have, I guess by the time this started breaking down, we had our AFT percentage was not below 50 yet, so it didn't take any trade there. All right, so we'll see what happens there. You can see your YM at the bottom end of that range. AFT is at minus 44. Traffic light filter is mixed. Right, and our NQ is just kind of MNQ here, just in the middle of its no trade zone here. So we'll see, but here's an instance where maybe it filtered out a potentially good trade. We'll see. Or that AFT percentage not strong enough is telling us that, hey, this market may not get follow through to the downside. Okay, our MYM here, again, the traffic light filter is not in agreement, even though it's outside the no trade zone. ES kind of still just getting started, printing its opening range. NQ, your MNQ at the bottom of its no trade zone here. Traffic light filter is not in agreement. All right, so everything's got to come together. Your AFT percent has got to be minus 50, and your traffic light filter has to be all in agreement for this thing to take a trade. So obviously, you know, sometimes you're going to filter out some bad trades, and sometimes you're going to filter out a good trade, potentially. We'll see in this M2K if that ends up being a trade that gets, you know, follow through, or if this was giving us a heads up that, hey, really not enough strength to take this thing, you know, to get any follow through on that. All right, M2K, I'm sorry, the MNQ trying to push down outside its zone. Again, the traffic light filter still not in agreement yet, so nothing there. Your bars are still closing gray. But notice the AFT, all right, we reached minus 100%. Your bias, your CNF, your average, all negative. Look at your time frames. Everything's
trade signal short NQ.
There you go. So there's the NQ. So finally got the traffic light filter to agree.
Trade signal short MYM.
All right, your MYM, your AFT was minus 80. Your traffic light filter finally agreed, so we've got short trades there. Again, look at your M2K. So maybe it filtered out a good trade here. At least we would have gotten 2 contracts off anyway. All right, so we'll just see how these play out. But that's, you know, in a nutshell, what we're looking for when we look at the Trendometer, and that's a 30-day trial. When you start your free trial of AFT 7 or AFT 8, that's a 30-day free trial, and then it's an add-on after that point if you want to add that to your package. You can also use that as standalone. So if you just want the trendometer, maybe you use it for whatever your strategy is. Right, and you can use it with that, or maybe even as a standalone. So your MNQ here, it did reach the initial target on the on 2 contracts, so you're just trailing with 1. You're in good shape there. Dow hasn't gotten much movement lower. You got some fib grid support there. You see it just came down and touched the red dotted line there, and we've seen that can be a problem. But everything here is still negative. All right, so we'll see if this can get some follow through. Again, look at your M2K. It did filter that trade out. All right, so you have to realize anytime you add filters, yes, you're going to filter out some bad stuff, but also potentially you're going to filter out some good trades too. And then finally here, the MES, right, your traffic light filters is all red. You are outside of the no trade zone. AFT now is minus 71. So we'll see if that generates a short signal here. But no short trade in ES. But short the MYM and MNQ. MNQ's got 2 off, trailing 1, and YM trying to break that fib support here. Looks like it's starting to move down below that red dotted line there. See if we can get some follow through, get 2 off, and then you'll be in good shape, trailing just 1. All right, so the MYM was able to take the first target on 2, and you're trailing 1 there. So you're in good shape on your MNQ and your MYM. The ES and the M2K, those trades got filtered out, even though they look like they would pay off to the short side. So again, that's anytime you add filters, right? Again, you're going to filter out some bad stuff, but sometimes you're going to filter out good stuff as well. Right, but hope that's helpful. Again, you can get more information in the help guides at algofuturestrader.com, and we'll take a look and pick up on another topic for next week's video. All right, have a great one.